Hi everyone, now I'm going to be tying a Czech Nymph. Now basic Czech Nymphs come in many colours, colour combinations, which to be honest with you, when I've tied Czech Nymphs I've always caught in practically every pattern I've tied. I don't think I've tied one that hasn't caught. So it's a great style, it just fishes really well, especially if you're into grayling fishing, even brown trout. This style of fly works really well. Now they can be weighted as well with either a bead or maybe some copper wire or something underneath, or even lead. I'm going to add a lead tape on to get the fly down and keep it thin. So, but anyway, as I say, there's a few you could tie. Now I'm going to basically answer that question as well. I was messaged by a gentleman who owns the Fritz and Flash company, this fly fishing flies. Now his name, Alan's his name, and he asked me would I be interested in just having a mess around with some of his dubbing. And this is a dubbing he sent that's called UV Flash Buggy, or Buggy Dubbing Selection, and ideal for Czech Nymphs. The colours I'd happily use. So what we're going to do is, there are actually two colours in there. If you look here at my finger, this one, you'll see Alan's favourite, and below there's Katie's pink. Ideal for a Czech Nymph type colour, perfect colours for that view, like you can see in the back. So that one there and this one. So anyway, there we are. So what I'm going to do, the other thing I'm going to show you before I zoom back in to show you how to tie the fly, I'm actually using this tool here. This is a tool I got from Davie McPhail many years ago. Basically, if you put it in there, Davie used to do, I'm sure they do a dubbing where there's a square box, and there's wee square compartments, much like Alan has here. And at the end of this wee tool, there was a square to push in the dubbing while you weren't after using it. But the other end, you take off the wee protector, had a wee toothed needle like this. Now this wee needle is used to remove, now I know what it's for to remove the nerve when you get treatment at the dentist. And they put this in the hole of the drill and they rip out, sounds gruesome, the nerve using this wee barb tool. But it's actually very good for pulling dubbing. If you can see, if I do that just through a hole in the packet, you'll see how it pulls out the dubbing. Much the same as what it did when Davie's wee dispenser. Great wee tool, so if you ever come across these if you know a dentist, you could get a hold of these. But anyway, it's actually perfect for Alan's dubbing as well. So anyway, I thought I would show you that. So as I say, we'll zoom in so you can see me tying the fly. There we are. Now I'm going to lead the body. I'm going to use a lead tape. This is just a sticky back lead tape. Vineyard do this. They sell it in lengths. It's easy to use. Now I've just used a long pair of scissors. I'm dressmaker scissors I'm using, and I've got a nice long cut. Now you don't want it too wide. Only maybe 2 mil at the most. Even less would be much easier. So cut it straight off. Obviously the backing that comes away. So what I do is, the fly starts about here where my nail is, all the way up obviously. But I want it to come up a wee further distance. I don't want to be too close to that. I want it to taper at the back. So start a wee bit further up, and then you want to touch and turns with the lead all the way up. This obviously the sticky side onto the hook. Short to the eye. Just break off the other end, and there we are. Now I'll get another couple of flies out of that, so set it to the side. Now just round cut the broken ends with the back of my nail, just to neaten it up. Thread I'm going to be using is the Olive Dun, this one here, 8O. UTC, a flat thread may be better to do it. It does cover a wee bit better, but I like the uni, so I'm just going to come up onto the lead, using the waste piece just to hold it there, but take away the waste at this point though. Then I'm going to use just a clear nylon, 4 pound nylon. This is 4 pound. Just going to catch it on the side, and then I'm going to wind all the way down quite quick just to get it caught to this point. and then I'm going to come back up. Just basically tidying up, covering the lead, making sure the colour's there, because I want the thread colour underneath the body like this, the olive. Just going to make sure this, there we are, the nylon is tied in. Now for the back, I'm just going to use a flash, in this case the pearless Opal Mirage, very pearly like. This is the large, as you can see. I have some on my desk. I'm just going to catch this on the way back down. So I'm just going to catch it. Now I'm going to come down reasonably quick, keeping it on the top, all the way around. Just adds a bit of colour to it as well, a wee bit of depth, all the way to basically the back of the hook there. Come round the bend quite a bit. Now we're going to go to, as I say, this is Katie's pink. As I say, there's the tool there, I've got Alan's right beside it. So I'm just going to show you, just basically into the wee hole, just pull it out. Make sure you get enough to get yourself up. It mixes it up as well. This is a great wee tool. Great idea. I mean, it's this here's, if I remember right, when did I get that? Probably right at the beginning of the 90s or just late 80s even. It was a long time ago. I've had it for a long, long time. So basically we wind up just nice and thin. We don't want it. We don't want to lose the shape of the hook. There we do it. Obviously want to cover it slightly, but at the same time we don't want to lose the shape. All the way up to, let's get my way, just tighten it. Just tighten it as you go. Just feeding the dubbing onto the hook when you need to. Yeah, it dubs really well that, so stroke it back, just a wee quick look, that's fine. Now we're going to Alan's favourite. There's actually some out there. We don't need too much for the thorax, and we're just going to continue up, so just lightly dub it onto your thread. Now make sure you have a decent thorax, meaning length. Not so much, want it much the same thickness and tapering towards the eye. Just take your time. When you're happy, you take away the excess. There we are. Just stroke back anything going forward. Small head there, just check, that's good. We're going to bring the back over. Now I like to give it just a wee stretch, so just get a slight pull, just it rounds it a wee bit, all the way up. Nice and tight. I'll show you 2 or 3 turns, see how when you get a wee pull it just curves round the back. So I'm just going to fold this back with 2 or 3 turns, trim away so it'll not pull out. I'm going to rib the body all the way up. Get it to start right, and then just come round. As you come round, then tighten up. See, once you come over with a nice sort of weight, and then tighten from underneath, and that will stop it rolling round all the way up. And even the last turn, right at the head, catch it in. And then just basically, what I like to do is, it's a fine nylon, so I like to draw it back. Just keep a hold of the thread nice and tight. And wet finish. And you trim away my thread, trim our nylon away. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to use permanent marker. Trick away, pull these. I'm going to actually darken the top of the head. This is in black, brown or black works. Just come down the thorax area. All the way around there. Just darkens it up a wee bit. A bit further. That's fine. And then what I'm going to do, just lightly bring out a wee touch of the dubbing, just a wee touch, no much. Just want to bring out some of the thorax, get a wee bit more legs. You'll see it. Now the longest ones at the back here I'm going to take out, this one. One or two. There we are. And then all we have to do, just varnish. Now you can put a wee drop on the top of the thorax. You can use a resin if you want. Onto the head. I'm just using a clear varnish. Just come around, and there we go. And that's the Czech Nymph, tying using the Allen's dubbing. Looks so good. Colours are really nice. It's got a nice colour to it. Easy enough wee fly to tie. Give it another coat of varnish. It's fine at that. You get a nice shine off it. But as I say, the greyling love these flies, really do. So does the trout. The style of fly works, and as I say, I've tied many colours and they've all worked. There's very few it hasn't. Can't mind any it hasn't worked. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And Alan, thanks for the dubbing again, and till next time.